Good morning. Happy Wednesday. And welcome to Where Are We Wednesday? We missed you last week, and we know a lot of you missed us. We have a groupie following, wondering where we were, but we're back. We're back. And we're going to kind of talk about where we were last week.
Let's talk about where we are today.
Well, this is true. We're back on my deck.
I'm Julie Picardi.
I'm Sandy Goldstein.
And we're both real estate attorneys
in
Massachusetts. I'm also licensed in New Hampshire.
Yep.
And yes, we are back on Sandy's deck.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully with better technology.
Yeah.
We have. I'm going to post pictures later of how we have this set up.
We have an easel with my plants.
With plants holding it, and
we're getting there.
We had new cushions on her lawn furniture, which was great. But now my butt's all wet, and that wasn't so great. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we couldn't be here last week because it was month end. And for anyone in the real estate world, you guys know what month end means. But Sandy, you want to talk about month end?
Yeah, so, everybody seems to want to close at the end of the month. And as real estate attorneys, we just want to talk a little bit about the benefits of not closing at the end of the month.
But before we do that, why don't we explain why people want to close at the end of the month?
Right. They think that they're saving money, I think. They're not going to pay that prepaid interest for a couple of days of the month. They're not going to, if they're renting, they're not going to be paying rent and a mortgage. The thing about that is that...
I don't know if you wanted your water. I'm just giving it to you.
Yeah. The thing is that, for example, if you're renting, okay, you probably did first and last month's rent, and now you paid your last month, so you're not really paying out any money, and you have the time to move into your new place. If you're doing a back-to-back closing, which we'll talk about shortly.
The blasting over there
up the street. We're doing a lot of construction, apartments, not condos. I really wanted condos, but that's another story for another day. So, they're going to blast.
They're going to blast. The whole thing just shook. That's what I said. There was an earthquake. But anyways.
That pretty much sounds like it.
All right.
Anyways, so when you're purchasing the prepaid interest, their interest rates are so low, so really now is the time to buy. It's not that much money that you're spending. One of the issues too is that since everyone seems to want to close at the end of the month, the lenders get inundated, and that's understandable. So you close in the middle of the month, you kind of have a little bit more attention, maybe. Not that with Julie and I, you always get all the attention that you need, which is why we couldn't be here last week.
Right.
But lenders, you make sure your documents are on time and all that kind of stuff. Of course, we work with fabulous lenders. And actually, I was talking to somebody at Mahjong on Monday, Fran Levy-Friedman, had a really good point, is that you also, I forget if it was Fran or Merle, but anyways,
shout out to the wrong person.
Difficult, they're both pals, and fans of the show. Movers, if everybody's closing the end of the month and you want to move that day, you're going to have a tough time getting a mover. So middle of the month, movers are available, lenders are available, life is good.
Yeah, so I just wanted to explain a little bit about the prepaid interest for people that don't really understand what the whole prepaid interest portion is. So as a buyer, when you're purchasing property and you get a loan, you will always pay your mortgage in arrears. So when you pay the first of the month, your mortgage payment is your principal and interest for the previous month. So if you're paying a mortgage payment that's due July 1, it's for principal and interest from June 1 through June 30th, which is different from rent. Like when you pay rent, obviously you pay the first of the month for the month you're in. So if you're paying July 1, you're paying from July 1 through July 31st, right? So when you're purchasing a property and you get your financing, if you were to close on, say, the 15th of the month, you're going to be charged at the closing 15 days of prepaid interest, which would bring you to June 30th. And then your mortgage payment would be due exactly 30 days from there. So that would be at August,
right?
First payment. And then you would have August first payment would cover principal and interest from July 1 through July 31st. So people choose to close at the end of the month because if they're closing on the 30th, they're only paying that 1 day of prepaid interest. But then your mortgage payment's due exactly 30 days later. So it's really 6 in one, half dozen in the other. You're either going to skip a month for a mortgage payment, or you're going to be paying the days at closing.
Right.
So by agreeing to, close in the middle of the month and pay that prepaid interest at closing, you'll skip a month or, whatever, 45 days, whatever it is, to get your next payment. And you will have the benefit of not juggling movers, attorneys and schedules, because obviously everybody wants to close at the end of the month. So the scheduling might be a little bit more complicated. You might be forced to come to the law offices versus maybe a registry of deeds, because we have back-to-back closings and we have to juggle everybody. So there are some benefits to doing that, when in reality it's not costing you more money, it's just spread out differently, and that's what people don't seem to understand.
And I hear all the time about, we both hear all the time from people, oh, buying a house is so stressful, it's so stressful. This is one of those things that could take away a lot of stress.
Right. The end of the month is challenging because everybody is like trying to close at the end of the month. So you've got everybody's schedules that are like jam-packed, crazy busy.
Right.
So if you're open to being open to paying that prepaid interest and knowing that you're going to go out 30 days from the closing for your payment, then that I think is beneficial for many people. Because you got title examiners, you got lenders who are swamped, you got attorneys who are swamped. I mean, you have everybody that's cramming at the end of the month.
Right.
And then in refinances, a lot of people try to do that pretty close, because in a refinance it's different. You have a 3-day right to cancel. So people try to fund the loan on the last day of the month. So you try to close, the 4 days before, so you have 3 full days to cancel, and then you fund it on the last of the month. So that's still technically the last week of the month, so it gets really overwhelming between refinances and purchases. So again, just in terms of alleviating some stress for everybody.
And on people who are doing the infamous back-to-back closing, or domino closing as we like to call them.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty. That's when you're selling and buying on the same day, which can be very stressful. And some people, they have to do it because they need the proceeds from their sale in order to purchase. There's a number of ways that realtors can suggest to do that. Getting a mover, maybe keeping your stuff on a truck overnight so that you're out of the house.
A lot of people use the pods now.
Use the
you
pods.
Can get the pods when you get
and again,
stored.
I think middle of the month is going to be a lot easier to
pod.
arrange for that stuff, because a mover is not going to want to keep stuff in their truck overnight if they can get somebody else to work it out. So I think thinking about the whole process when you're buying and selling is a good idea, and working with a good team. I think the teamwork is key. So if you are looking to buy or sell, contact us. We have some great people that we can refer to you for realtors and loan officers. So give us a call, and we'll make it less stressful and a whole lot more fun.
It's definitely fun.
It definitely is. Buying a home and selling a home and moving on to your next phase of life should be a really fun time in your life. So make it less stressful, make it a lot of fun, and we're here to help you with that.
And just trust that when you have the right professionals working for you, it definitely makes the transaction so much smoother.
Piece of cake.
Right.
All right. Well,
we're signing off.
Yeah, it's a busy time. So
even the first week of the month, a lot of overflow gets going. So I know the rest of my week is pretty slim too. So it's crazy. But
all right, we'll see you next week though on
Where Are We
Wednesday.
Have a great day, guys.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.